What was the most defining moment of your life, Robert? And again, it can be more than one, personal or professional.
Yeah. Well, I'll start with the professional. There was a performance that I did with Australian Ballet in Adelaide.
Okay.
Actually, Australian Ballet was a touring company, and we were in Adelaide, and we were performing Madame Butterfly. And I had a ritual before a show. I would shower and shave, and start getting makeup ready, checking my costumes. I would start probably about 2 hours before the show, just to get into the kind of mindset that I needed to get into. And this was actually in the last year of my dancing, strangely enough. I wish it had happened 16 years earlier, but I remember thinking, wow, I've got this. I know how to do this show. I've got the strength, I've got the stamina, I'm feeling fit. I know how to do this. What risks am I going to take on stage tonight? What things am I going to do that I've never done before that are going to actually take the breath away from the young woman I was dancing with? And that for me was a moment where I truly felt released. I felt released from the pressure of being perfect. I was actually daring myself to make a mistake and to take a risk, to push it so far that something could go wrong. And it was by far the most amazing performance of my career.
Wow.
And it was just a random performance in Adelaide, great audience, beautiful theatre, great production, but honestly one of the most special moments for me of my dancing career.
And how did your dance partner counteract or react to your movements?
Perfectly.
See, isn't that amazing?
It was amazing, and we were fortunate enough to have done the roles many times in the recent past of that actual performance. So we were both in the same place of comfort and familiarity with each other, and it was really truly one of those electric performances where the staff came back, just looked at me, just shaking their heads like, how did you do that? How did you pull that off? And things that they were not expecting to happen. And so having sat there and watched the show so many times as ballet staff, to have a new kind of life breathed into it was really exciting for them as well.
Now, did your dance partner, have kind of the same experience in that particular moment?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
That's great.
Yeah.
What is your biggest professional triumph, Robert? Again, it can be more than one, personal, professional.
Ironically, I think it was my decision to retire. That sounds really strange, but
I want to talk to you about that more.
Yeah, I feel like I did it at the right time. It was a super hard decision to make.
I can imagine, because you had arguably how many more years you felt?
I mean, 10
comfortably,
maybe.
yeah.
I retired at 35. There are dancers dancing into their 40s these days, no problem. I just felt like I did the right thing for so many reasons. It was the instant that I felt comfortable retiring, I made the decision. I was contemplating it in October, late October, and I'd been contemplating it plenty of times before then, but it always brought pain. But this time in late October 2011, I thought about it and I felt completely at peace.
Amazing.
And then 4 weeks later was my last show.
Boom.
It was done. And I felt like that was the right thing to do for me. I also felt like after 10 years of being a principal artist with Australian Ballet, there were young men in the ranks below me that were ready for those opportunities, that I didn't want to be holding them back. I feel like 16 years with one company is a fantastic thing to have achieved. It was the best year dancing of my entire career. So I just felt like I shot out the top of my career with just the most amazing year. So I feel like it was really the right thing to do at the right time.
Now, did you have a game plan, or did you just jump off once you retired?
I did have a game plan. I always wanted to be in leadership. I always wanted to create and be in that facilitator role for creation as well. I had managed to do a lot of study. Thankfully, Australian Ballet helped me out by paying for a lot of my further education. So, a teaching degree and a theatre degree and a business degree, all very much supported by Australian Ballet. So I knew that there was there was a leadership thing there, but I had nothing set up, nothing at all. And
Wow.
I wanted to see the world as well. You know,
Sure.
I didn't really get to travel the world unless I was traveling with Australian Ballet. But
Now, how often did they travel?
almost every year, internationally, almost
Yeah.
every year.
But you were on a tight, I would guess. You
And
know,
very-
you
Very demanding schedule. Yeah.
had to stay within a certain box. You know, you
Yes.
couldn't vary too far from that.
Right.